Hi, this is Grandma Laurie. Today's story is I Won't Be a Princess. No, said Belle. It was dress-up day at school and Belle's mom had her dressed as a princess. I won't do it. But you look so pretty, sweetie, said Mom. Absolutely not, was Belle's reply. Belle was 7 and definitely not a girly girl. Really, neither was her mom, but Belle was named after a Disney princess, but Mom thought it was right that she should wear a princess dress. Sweetie, Mom said patiently, what are you going to wear instead? I'll figure it out, but I'm not going as a princess, at least not this kind. Well, I have to go to work, and you need to go to school, said Mom. Mrs. Winters will be here in a few minutes to help you finish getting ready. Just then, the doorbell rang. It was Mrs. Winters. Mom explained what was going on, then left for work. While Mom was talking to Mrs. Winters, Belle changed back into her regular clothes. I won't do it, she muttered to herself. Won't do what? Asked Mrs. Winters. Belle said, I won't go to school as a princess like Mom wants. Well, I totally understand. That's not who you are, said Mrs. Winters. I've known your mom a long time. She always wanted to be a princess, but her mom wouldn't let her, so she's assuming you really wanted to too. But I don't, and I won't, Belle said angrily. I have an idea, said Mrs. Winters. Instead of a princess, how about you go as a queen? No frilly stuff, Belle said. Absolutely not, Mrs. Winters laughed. This queen is anything but frilly. Let me tell you about her while we fix up a costume for you. As they worked, Mrs. Winters told Belle about a warrior queen who saved a country from the Romans in ancient times. Her name was Boudica, and she was serious about saving her people, Mrs. Winters said. Mrs. Winters had been a teacher back in the day. She continued to tell Belle the story of Boudica, who had faced the entire Roman army with her warriors and beat them, at least for a little while. She was kind but fierce when it came to protecting those she loved, said Mrs. Winters. Mrs. Winters grabbed a red sheet and wrapped it around Belle's school clothes. Next, she took one of Mom's belts and tied the sheet in place. Before long, the costume came together. There, said Mrs. Winters, take a look. Belle looked in the mirror and said, Awesome! That's perfect! Okay, let's get you to school, said Mrs. Winters, leading Belle toward the front door. When Belle got out of the car, the other kids were stunned. They had never seen anything like it. They knew Belle wasn't someone to mess with, but today she really wasn't to be teased. In the end, Belle won first place in the school's costume day and ended up being a queen instead of a princess. She was very happy. This has been Grandma Laurie. Thank you so much for joining me. The link to the illustrations is in the description box. Thank you.